This is your wake-up call. The moment has arrived for you to stop living in delay, hesitation, and distraction. The Spirit is speaking with urgency, saying that the time for indecision is over. You cannot afford to wait any longer for someone else to tell you that it is your time or for circumstances to feel perfect. Your destiny will not pause for your doubts, your fears, or your procrastination. Every second you linger in hesitation is a second lost from the divine plan that has been carefully prepared for you. Chosen ones, the time to act is now, and the decision is yours. You are at a crossroads, and the path you choose will determine the trajectory of your life. Will you continue to drift in uncertainty, waiting for signals from the world, or will you rise in obedience and step into the assignment God has laid before you? This decision point is critical because it is not just about timing, it is about alignment, purpose, and fulfillment. To delay is to risk losing what has been promised, while to move in faith and action is to unlock doors that will lead to breakthroughs, favor, and opportunities beyond what you can imagine. The Spirit is calling you to wake up from the slumber of complacency and to take hold of what is rightfully yours. Some of you have been ignoring the nudges in your heart, thinking that your moment will arrive in its own time. But divine appointments are not casual, they are intentional. The Spirit is calling you to recognize that the delay you have tolerated has consequences, and every hesitation has cost you precious time. There is no more room for excuses. Every call to prayer ignored, every act of obedience postponed, and every opportunity missed is a step away from the fullness of your calling. You have been chosen for more than ordinary living. You have been called to move in alignment, to act in faith, and to embrace the purpose that cannot wait. This wake-up call is also a call to responsibility. It is a demand for self-examination, a moment to reflect on where you have allowed fear, doubt, and distraction to rule your decisions. It is an invitation to recommit yourself to the pursuit of your destiny with urgency and intentionality. The Spirit is not interested in partial obedience or half-hearted faith. He is calling for bold, decisive action that demonstrates your readiness to step into the fullness of what has been prepared for you. The decision you make today will echo throughout your life. To rise now is to align with divine timing, to move with purpose, and to step into the favor that has been waiting. To delay is to risk missed opportunities, lost blessings, and the frustration of knowing what could have been. Chosen ones, the call is clear. Wake up, rise up, and answer without hesitation. The Spirit is pressing you to move, to act, and to embrace your destiny with courage, faith, and obedience. The moment is now. The choice is yours. Will you answer, or will you continue to wait and be late in the Spirit? Chosen ones, the urgency of spiritual alignment cannot be overstated. Every day that passes without your full attention to the Spirit is a day that could have been filled with purpose, blessing, and divine opportunity. You were created for a specific time, a specific place, and a specific assignment, and the timing of God is not negotiable. There are divine moments prepared just for you, appointments that cannot be rescheduled, and blessings that will not wait. Yet here you are, distracted, hesitant, or simply unaware, and the Spirit is pressing upon you, saying, now is the time. Step into alignment, step into purpose. Do not delay. You cannot afford to think that spiritual alignment is something you can postpone. It is not a suggestion, it is a necessity. When you fail to align yourself with God's timing and calling, you miss more than just an event or an opportunity. You miss a shift in your destiny. Every delay, every moment spent in doubt or hesitation distances you from the fullness of what was designed for you. There is a difference between being physically present and being spiritually aligned. You may be standing in the right place, but if your spirit is not attuned to God's guidance, you are still late. The Spirit moves in seasons, and these seasons do not wait for human convenience. There are doors that open for a season, and if you are not prepared, if your heart is not tuned to the Spirit, those doors will close, leaving you wondering why you missed your moment. Alignment requires awareness, it requires intentionality, and it requires surrender. You must surrender your schedule, your plans, and your doubts to the Spirit. You must be willing to step out of your comfort zone, to let go of what you think is right, and to embrace what God says is right. Many of you have been waiting for confirmation from the world, for signs from people, or for external validation. But the Spirit is clear. The confirmation you need has already come. It is in the quiet nudging of your heart, in the still small voice, in the conviction that will not leave you until you act. That is your cue to rise, to move, to align. Spiritual alignment is not passive, it is active. It requires your attention, your discipline, and your obedience. You cannot hope for breakthroughs while standing still. You cannot hope for miracles while hesitating. You cannot fulfill your destiny while delaying. Do not underestimate the power of this moment. The urgency is real, and the consequences are eternal. Every day that you refuse to align with the Spirit is a day lost in your journey toward purpose. Every moment that you postpone obedience is a moment stolen from your divine appointment. The Spirit is calling, and it is calling with intensity because you are chosen, you are appointed. You were created for more than delays, for more than hesitation, for more than ordinary existence. The time to step into alignment is now. The time to rise into your destiny is now. The time to answer the Spirit's call is now. Chosen ones being late in the Spirit is not just a matter of timing. It carries consequences that reach deep into your life, your purpose, and your destiny. When you fail to move when the Spirit nudges you, you are not simply missing a moment, you are potentially missing the very doors that God has prepared for you. Every delay, hesitation, or misstep in obedience can result in opportunities passing by, relationships never fully formed, blessings never received, and the fullness of your calling remaining just out of reach. The Spirit does not move slowly, and divine appointments have windows that are precise. Being late can mean standing in the wrong place at the wrong time, wondering why life did not turn out the way you expected. Some of you have been waiting for the perfect alignment of circumstances before you step forward. But let me remind you, perfect alignment rarely comes without action. Waiting too long, delaying prayer, postponing your vision, these are not harmless acts. They are dangerous because time in God's kingdom is measured differently than time in the natural. A single moment of hesitation can shift you from one season of blessing into a season of testing or struggle. Doors that were wide open yesterday can close quietly today, leaving you frustrated and wondering what went wrong. The consequences are not meant to condemn you, but to awaken you. God's timing is precise, and your lateness interrupts the rhythm of your divine assignment. Being late also affects your influence. When you are behind in obedience, your impact is delayed. The people who were meant to hear your voice, to receive your wisdom, to be touched by your anointing, may miss the moment. Opportunities to inspire, to lead, and to bless others are tied to your alignment with the Spirit. If you do not step forward in time, others may take the place God intended for you, and your ministry, your career, your calling may be stunted, not because God is unwilling, but because timing is everything. Delays create a ripple effect in your life. Being late in one area can cause setbacks in another. Finances, relationships, and opportunities are all linked to the timing of your obedience. God's favor does not function on human procrastination. When the Spirit is ready, He is ready. Doors open, promises are fulfilled, and breakthroughs occur in exact alignment with His plan. Miss the moment, and you may have to wait for the next window, which may not be easy to find or may require additional struggle to reclaim. You must understand that the consequences of being late are not just external, they are internal. Every hesitation breeds doubt, fear, and confusion. Every delay weakens your confidence in the Spirit's guidance. And the longer you linger in delay, the harder it becomes to step into your calling with boldness. But the Spirit is still calling. Even if you've been late, even if you've delayed, the call remains. The difference now is urgency. The lesson is clear. Your destiny will not wait for your convenience. Your assignment will not wait for your hesitation. To reclaim lost time, you must move with purpose, pray with intensity, and step into alignment without excuses. Obedience and faith are not optional for the chosen. They are the very instruments through which God's power is released in your life. You may have dreams, visions, and plans, but without obedience, they remain locked away like seeds in the ground that never see the sunlight. Faith without action is incomplete, and action without faith is empty. The Spirit is calling you to step into obedience, even when it is difficult, even when it is uncomfortable, because it is in those moments that your breakthrough is birthed. The power of obedience lies in its ability to align you with the divine will, to synchronize your heart with heaven's plan, and to open doors that human effort alone cannot open. Many of you have been hesitant to act because you do not feel ready, because the path seems unclear, or because past failures have shaken your confidence. But obedience is not about perfection. It is about trust. It is about moving when you cannot see the entire staircase, about stepping forward even when fear whispers that you may stumble. God honors the steps you take in faith, and every act of obedience, no matter how small, sets into motion forces that work on your behalf. The Spirit is calling you to recognize that your willingness to obey today is more important than your understanding of tomorrow. Faith, when coupled with obedience, becomes a catalyst for miracles. It is the bridge between promise and fulfillment. Every time you act on what God has placed in your heart, even when the outcome is uncertain, you release supernatural favor into your life. Opportunities align, resources appear, and divine connections are made because faith activated by obedience triggers God's timing. Those who hesitate, however, risk missing the very blessings that are ready to manifest. The Spirit is reminding you that your destiny cannot be fulfilled by hesitation, by excuses, or by inaction. Obedience requires courage, faith requires trust, and together they unleash the favor and provision that heaven has prepared for you. Consider the times in your life when you acted despite fear and uncertainty. Remember the doors that opened when you followed the Spirit's prompting, even when it seemed inconvenient or risky. Those were the moments when obedience and faith converged, and the results were extraordinary. Now, the Spirit is calling you to live in that same posture consistently. It is not enough to obey occasionally or to exercise faith sporadically. Your calling demands sustained action, persistent trust, and a willingness to move forward even when the world cannot see the reason. Obedience and faith also bring peace in the midst of chaos. When you choose to obey, you step out of worry and into alignment. When you choose to trust, you release fear and walk in confidence. The combination of these two principles creates momentum in your life that is unstoppable. Chosen ones, the time to embrace obedience and faith is now. Step forward, trust the Spirit, and act boldly. Your breakthrough, your blessing, and your destiny are waiting on the other side of your obedience. The power you need to walk in victory is not found in your own strength, but in your willingness to obey and to believe. The time for hesitation is over. The Spirit is calling you to immediate action, and there is no room for delay. Chosen ones, you cannot wait for everything to feel perfect, for every circumstance to line up, or for every doubt to disappear. Action in the Spirit is not dependent on comfort, it is dependent on obedience. God does not call the prepared, He prepares the called. Your movement, your faith, your willingness to step forward now is what will open the doors that have been waiting for you. The Spirit is saying, move now. Step into the assignment. Stop holding back. Some of you have been standing on the edge of your destiny, thinking that preparation alone will suffice, but preparation without action is useless. You can pray, you can plan, you can dream, but until you take that first step, nothing will shift. The Spirit is urging you to rise above fear, to silence doubt, and to trust that God's timing and guidance are sufficient. Every moment you wait is a moment lost. Every excuse you cling to is a chain keeping you from the breakthrough that is waiting. Your calling requires courage, and courage is birthed in the act of moving, even when the path is uncertain. Immediate action also demands clarity of purpose. You must know why you are moving, what you are pursuing, and who you are becoming. The Spirit is not calling you to random activity. He is calling you to intention ups that align with your destiny. Every action you take must be led by faith, guided by prayer, and inspired by vision. Hesitation may feel safe, but safety will never lead you to the fullness of your assignment. God's promises are tied to obedience, And obedience often requires stepping before you are fully ready, trusting before the path is fully clear, and moving even when the world cannot see the outcome. The urgency of this call cannot be overstated. Opportunities are fleeting and divine appointments are precise. The longer you wait, the more resistance you will face, and the more difficult it becomes to enter into your season of favor. The Spirit is pressing upon your heart because He knows the delays you have tolerated, the time you have wasted, and the destiny that is at stake. Now is not the time to weigh the pros and cons, to debate, or to delay. Now is the time to act. Every step you take in obedience brings you closer to alignment with God's plan, closer to the blessings that have been reserved for you, and closer to the fulfillment of your purpose. The call to immediate action is also a call to faith in motion. Do not wait for signs from the world. Do not wait for others to validate you. The confirmation you need is already within you. The Spirit has spoken, and the timing is now. Step forward with boldness, with focus, and with unwavering trust. The destiny that has been prepared for you cannot wait any longer. You were chosen for this moment, and the Spirit is calling you to rise, to move, and to act without hesitation. The time is now. Do not delay. Move and watch as the doors of heaven open before you. Many of you have been standing in the shadows of distraction, thinking that life will wait while you figure things out. The truth is, it will not. Every moment spent in hesitation, in scrolling through social media, in worrying about what others think, or in putting off your prayers and purpose is a moment stolen from the destiny that is waiting for you. Distraction is a thief, and procrastination is its accomplice. They kept you from stepping fully into the calling that has been written on your life since before you were born. The Spirit is pressing upon you to recognize that the world will always have something to pull your attention away, but the kingdom requires focus. You've been saying, I'll get to it tomorrow, I'll start next week, or I'll do it when I'm ready. But the Spirit is saying, tomorrow is already too late. Next week is already behind schedule. Readiness is found in obedience, not in comfort. You cannot wait for perfect circumstances to act because perfect circumstances rarely arrive. Life is filled with interruptions, challenges, and uncertainties, but the call of God transcends every one of them. Distraction tempts you with comfort, while procrastination convinces you that delay is safe, but safety is not the same as destiny. Some of you have allowed business to mask your lack of focus. You have filled your days with activity, thinking that moving is the same as advancing, but movement without alignment is nothing more than motion. You may be running in circles, exhausting yourself in the wrong directions, while the Spirit has been calling you to step boldly into the place prepared just for you. Distraction keeps your vision blurred, and procrastination delays the action that would unlock your breakthroughs. The enemy knows that if he can keep you occupied, unsure, and hesitant, he can rob you of the very blessings meant to elevate your life. It is time to recognize the signs of delay. Are you waiting for approval from someone who is not part of your divine assignment? Are you overthinking while opportunities pass by? Are you doubting your ability while God is ready to empower you? These are the traps of distraction and procrastination. The Spirit is saying, stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop listening to the noise of the world, and start listening to the voice of heaven. Every delay is a risk. Every distraction is a setback, and every moment spent putting off your purpose is a moment that could have been filled with victory, progress, and breakthrough. You must take intentional steps to remove distractions, to silence the noise, and to refuse procrastination in every area of your life. Pray with urgency, act with purpose, and prioritize what matters eternally. Your calling will not wait for convenience. Your destiny will not wait for your hesitation. The Spirit is calling you to rise above every delay, to refocus your heart, and to step boldly into the assignment you were created to fulfill. The time for distraction is over. The time for procrastination is over. The time to move in obedience, to act in faith, and to embrace your purpose is now.